together. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asinibingelele amaswati lamahle sinibingelele nina bekunene kuphina kuphi lapho kufikelela khona komsakazo wakithi Eswatini TV kulabo ke labambukela ke kusigujana siyanivusela amaswati lamahle kulabo labambukela ku channel 286 ku DStv siyabonga kakhulu, and we also know some of you are tuning in or connecting with us on our YouTube platform. Naloko siyakujabulela kakhulu maswati akithi. We also have an application usathi ngekufika ekhaya ke ubukele Eswatini TV. You can just download our Eswatini TV app and then also watch some of our programs, including lona hlelo Embili kanye tindzaba and so many other programs, which is why we are trying to understand the times and say bantu abasahlala esikhatsini lesinenge endlini basetiphaza abantu, but they do want to listen to the news, they do want to get information through my programs lafana nehlelo Embili kanye. Libito lami ngingiJohn ngakaphira sibonga amaswati akithi. Sathemba nje ukuthi niphilile nibuyile etinkonzweni nasekuhluphekeni nasebumnanzini lapho ke nibuya khona ngekwehlukahlukana kuncestela nje labo ngube labakhalako nebakithi siyathi kuba netimo letinyende letendekako ke eveni, in particular those are relating to issues of gender based violence. Kubhlungu kakhulu kithi thina lesihambisa information kubona kufa umuntu wesifazane etandleni temuntu lomdvuna ibe sesikhulume kakhulu nakangaka ngetindzaba tekuletha ema psychologists atokhulumisa tindzaba tema anger issues, tindzaba tema depressions, tabo conflict resolution, but men are still angry, men still act barbaric and hurt women to the point of death. We saw a couple of cases last week lapho khona kufeke abantu besifazane kushaciseke kuthuseke live lonke bayesaba abantu besifazane ngiva bhlungu sitikigaba leti njengaleti tendeka ngesikhathi kusonzeleke lilanga lelikhulu lekulilanga lekufanele ukuthi ngabe si demonstrate ngabe si express ke lithando babulawelani labantu besifazane esikhathini lapho khona bekufanele ukuthi ngabe uhlelo uplana ukuthi ngabe ngamsurprise ngane ngamendela ini. Kubuhlungu kakhulu siyabancestela kakhulu labo labalinyelo lehlobo tabo kakhulu kuleto gigaba leto nakusho nje ukuthi silihlelo Embili kanye ngiletinvo lesicabanga lokuthi tiyalibambelela live ukuthi lichubekele ke Embili. Siyawubona ngekwehla kwetibalo letitsinzana netindzaba tekufa nekulimala ke kwabantu besifazane nebantwana etandleni tebantu abadvuna ukuthi live selichubekele ke Embili etindzabeni ke tabo gender based violence. Kuyawusenda ke futhi ukuthi nase maphupheni ethu lesinawo silive ukuthi ke sifanane nalamanye amavela asathuthukile emhlabeni letinfo letifana nabo gender based violence noma kuhlukubedwa nekubulala kwabantu besifazane kuyabe ke kungasekho tinombolo tiyawuba njengileto letisikathathu noma ke letimbalwa lena nalena nakujabulela ke on the other side labalungiselela ke lokwenda lelanga lakusasa ukuthi libe lihle. I was walking around Babane Manzini corridor yesterday. A lot of people were walking into those shops bathenga ke leto dipho lokwanaloko uyabona lama preparations ukuthi asezingeni lelisetulu nako ke lesikhutsatako atawakha emakhaya kutaba nekuthula kule live iyawugcina isociety iyawugcina icommunity nelive uyawubona lokuthi bantu labanekufuthumala ke khathi ke enhlitweni. Sithi nje sethemba ukuthi ilanga lakusasa le Valentine's Day maswati akithi liyawuhamba kahle. Asikho ke tindzabeni telithandwa namuhla, asikho nasetindzabeni tabo gender based violence. Evikini leliphelile sikhulumise ke indzaba la yendvo lengicabanga lokuthi ingilenye yetinkinga letibambeke live ukuthi lichubekele Embili. Bantu labasha labangasebenzi labangakhoni ukuthi bangatiphilisa futhi ngekucala ke amabhizinisi abo. Indzaba solo siyayikhulumisa kusukela kucala lomnyaka kukhalwa ngekuthi kude imali kodwa mawuthi uyalandzelela kulama financial services institutions imali ikhona ungaya ebhange ngeke uzoyicetse ungaya kuphina kuphi kulama service providers lamanye nakhona imali khona umbuto lebawubuta komunye ukuthi le mali lengunika yona itawubuya yini. The lack of preparedness on the part of young people or from small and medium enterprises, what is the problem? We are trying to address this problem today. Emaswati abukela hlelo evikini eliphelile ayakhumbula lokuthi sikhulumeke la na CEO welibandla le Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund washo lokuthi i-uptake yama funds kuso lesikhwama lesihlose kulinketa ke abantu abasha emathuba ukuthi batholeke imali ngaphandle kwesibambiso mancane kakhulu ngesizathu sekuthi bayawaletha lama applications kodwa ayajikiswa ngokuthi kumbe leticelo tabo atikaphekeki kahle mawubuka le mali udayikhipha igcina ingakabuyi. Ngicela ke ema stakeholders njengoba ke sayikhulumisa nasevikini leliphelile ukuthi angeke kube inzaba yemuntu munye kulungisa lensayeya live lelibhekene nako lokuthi abantu abasha bathi bangasebenzi bangakhoni ukuthola imali lesinesiqiniseko sekuthi ke ikhona. What can we do from a stakeholders perspective to try and help empower young people in 2022 kuze kuthi sayiwa ke Embili ukhanze kuthi iya improve the situation? We do know that it is not going to be a 1 day, 1 week or 1 year thing, but let the conversation begin. Kucela ke emakhaya abatali babite ke bantwana babite ke labo lababati ukuthi banala maphupho banalokucakeka kokuthi ngazama bayijikisa business plan yami. We just want to speak to that issue today from a business coaching point of view lokuthi vele ungayisukumela yini namuhla iopportunity vele ubhale isicelo ungakacoacheki. Ngicela ke libandla le Small Enterprise Development Company nguSEDCO lelina lama services lawa ukuthi sitokhuluma namuhla ukuthi what comprises a proper business plan, yini lokubangela nalokuthi leticelo tehluleke. Ngiceleke na executive director la waka Junior Achievement le organization lebonakala yenda umsebenzi lomuhle from a grassroots perspective kukhulumisa ke tindzaba ukuthi labantu labasha sesibacele babancane sibafundzise lama principles and the values and the ways of doing business kuze sibone lokuthi how can we reinforce or strengthen the promise ya the program yaka JA. Vunganze angubingelele emasilela ngikuphe lithuba lekuthi ubingelele eMaswati.
Siyabonga kakhulu Perez, ngibingelele eMaswatini esiven sonke. Thank you for the good introduction, especially in terms of the gender-based violence, especially of the month lesigiyo lesibheke ukuthi sibone more good stories about love, but I think it's the opposite. We trust in God ukuthi utasita one day sikhone overcome lama challenges that we are facing as a society.
Yeah, kubhlungu kakhulu Masilela. Nayo naleyo ndzaba leyo ngethemba nje ukuthi singema stakeholders singagcini kumbe sithi ngemaphoyisa latayilungisa bakaswaga kumbe labatayilungisa. I think we need to sit down as society and just try and ask ourselves critical question in that area. Lijale lingeshare kwaMaswati lamahle lichamuka khona ka SEDCO nguDabu wakalukhele wenda lo msebenzi lesithi ke ngalesilumbi he's a business specialist or he's a business coach. Angubingelele likhele nguphe nethuba lekuvusela eMaswati.
Ngiyabonga Mr Perez, ngicela kuvusela onke eMaswati emakhaya njengoba ushito ngakalikhele sibongo libito lami ngidabula amanzi ama business development officer ka SEDCO. Sibuke wona umsebenzi wokuthuthukisa abosoma business labancane. Ngiyalibonga lelithuba lokuthi ngibe khona la khaya njengoba usho ukuthi it's a build up kule last session labe kuna Mazia we youth fund. So we appreciate lelithuba nathi singiSEDCO sekuthi we can input kubantu labasha emakhaya ukuthi how we can assist them in terms of building proper and comprehensive business plans.
Siyabonga kakhulu likhele. Ngicela kucala ngawe Phethile ngithanda kakhulu background yakho in the area of developing young people. Before you were the executive director ka Junior Achievement, I think you were working with them on the ground as part of some of your descriptions of offering there. Lele ngikubekako ngenzaba yebulukhuni bebantu labasha kuyaba ngazothi kumbe ngimi ngiyayikhuluma nje ngalo ukuthi ngihleli la ngihleli khona. Bantu labasha bayakhala bathi manje abakhona ukusitakala emabhanga abakhona ukusitakala kulabo kumbe labaniketa imali ngetindzaba ukuthi abatithole imali. And I think the impression that is being created in the process asisitakali kulukhuni kuyithola imali emabhange. With your experience having worked with most of the stakeholders in the financial services industry, and I know you've got MOUs, which is a memorandum of understanding with some of the service providers. Yes. What seems to be the major problem with regards to young people accessing imali lapho titfolakala khona ngaba kusebhange ngaba kumbe ngamanye ama institutions laniketa imali tekusungula nekuthuthukisa amabhizinisi?
Ngiyabonga Perez. I must say ukuthi ema stakeholders lesekafundzisa ngemabhizinisi semaningi and le information say available. However, it takes a lot of preparation kuleli side lalo soma business. And business ifuna asesiqale ngepassion nje. Perez, kokuthi business it's not a lifestyle but ufuna ube ne-passion from inside you ukuthi you really want to do this thing. So inema risk lamaningi lokuba nema risk kusho ukuthi kufuna ube ngilolu hlobo lomuntu lolune perseverance lolukwati kubeketela neqinisela nakutawuvela tinkinga. So imali noma ingaba available but if wena ungakhombisi kuba ready enough kusebenzisa kahle le mali na uyithatha uyikhona kuyibisele emuva semancane ema grants lese kukunengi setimali ledzinga ukuthi na uyithatha ukhona kuyibisele emuva. And vele business is promoter lokho ukuthi thola imali lotokhona kuyibisele emuva ngoba every day you will know ukuthi nginesikwenethi upushe hard. But now ne grant utokhana ukuthi utayisebenzisa bulelesi nangakuya ngeSwati ngoba I mean uphiwe le mali ngeke uyibisele emuva. So ma business kufuna
ungayidivert na kuyidivert.
Nkosi yami uthenge iHonda Fit kanti awukayithathele le Honda Fit. So gist ye business yonke business plan. That's the center of your business, business plan. Hayi lo ihambe wayoyendiswa ngiconsultant. Angakufunzisa consultant or stakeholder ukuthi yakhiwa njani business plan but thatha pen yakho utibhalele noma uthatha laptop yakho utibhalele business plan so that whatever question lotayithola Embili naso uyocela so uyongqongqotha you know very well ukuthi ukhuluma ngani. That's the first mistake that young people are doing. Athi noma sekafunzisiwe ukuthi yakhiwa njani le business plan because naturally young people are fast. They want info leto wendeka now uyabonga usebenza nabo every day. So info yakhe ufuna nyalo. It's the nature of being a young person. Unemaphupho tonke tinfo takho tinkulu. But when it comes to the issue of doing a business plan, angeke business plan uyende over a week and udichere ukuthi soqedzile.
Yeah.
It takes time. Diningi isikhathi business plan, yes. And consult but dibhalele.
Ngiyabona. We will speak to the issue yalo ukuthi because I know if Dabula Manzi was my brother and I needed to access funds for instance ka Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund, you know, I'll speak to him and say yebhuti ngisitela nasihlanganisa na business plan and mawuyibuka ihlanganiseke ngalendlela velele tawuthi noma ngabe ingabukwa ngibani. But I think there's another aspect to that because awufune ukukhuluma ngebusiness plan and talk about a document that is only a decoy to accessing funds. Lokuthi uyifunela nje ukuthi yathi mayingaphuma le mali but njengoba usho utela ama qualities, you know, which is why I think I want to ask you this question now, Mr. Lukhele. Bantu labangena ebusinessini vele kufuna kube bantu laba kanjani because uva abantu bacoca bathi imali yashaywa la kule sector le kulamalanga bese ngidakuwe ngithi ngisithe sakhe le business plan but the only thing I want by creating that business plan is because ngifuna ku-release lama funds ngidase sengenda nathi ngizabaleka short ema Honda Fit naletinye tinfo, you know, who should from a business coaching perspective ngubani umuntu lokufanele applyele ema funds from an institution, never mind the fact that that institution wants a business plan or not.
Okay, thank you Mr. Perez. Ngicela ukubeka kube sobala ukuthi wonke umuntu lone business idea must feel free to pursue leyo business. Ngepha ngingacala ngekuthi lengubona kumcoka kakhulu noma lengathi ngiyakunderstanda kulombuto wakho Mr. Perez, and I appreciate that question because it's very very important because sifuna kuvimba timo lethi njengana sashita umlingani wami ukuthi umuntu bese sewuthatha le mali sowusebenzisa for something else. But the concept of business, it is to solve problems. We call that a business case. Kusho ukuthi uhlele emangweni wakho, uhlele eVenezuela, uhleli kule continent yase Africa. Wabuka ukuthi kunenkinga thide, wa developer sombululo sayo. Wabona ukuthi wena ungakhona kusombulula lenkinga ngekwenda naku nanaku noma uhlanganise lokhu nalokhu. So we call that a business case. Once you find a need or you've identified a particular problem within your community, so yabona ke ukuthi maso analyze style singena kuleti hlangothi tabo feasibility nabo viability lokuthi kutakwakhela yini inzuzo usayisombulula leyo nkinga for those particular people so sibuka ukuthi uanalyze imarket yakho. So I want to follow kulamagama emlingani wami ukuthi there has to be an aspect of passion lokuthi akuqalela kuwo ukuthi kukhona inkinga loyibonile enzaweni yakini wathi ngifuna kuyisolve lenkinga ngekwenda ABCD, and then ngilapho sivela khona ke thina singiset kokusita ukuthi can we help you translate that idea into a legitimate document like kuthiwa i-business plan. So to answer your question in short, umuntu lofuna kusolve a particular problem ngumuntu lesibhilivela ukuthi umuntu lobele aphesule leyo business.
Yeah, ngiyajabula lokuthi siyicala kahle namuhla lendvo le asikhulumi nge-business plan, you know. Because sometimes you have this idea, but how do you develop it into a business case, you know? How do you help a young person sitting at home right now? Because njengoba ngisho, you know, we've misled a lot of young people by saying put together a business plan. Makafika le, and I think Petsy was speaking to that issue. Makafika le Embili lo muntu sebayibukile le document bayibona ukuthi iyakhuluma asoyikhulumise wena mnikati wayo ukhanze ukuthi lo muntu ngeSwati, yes, oyichaza akakhona ukunderstand, you know. Sicala kuphi imbambamba vele njengoba usho ngiappreciate ukuthi uvetile lokuthi there is a problem within our community, but how do I develop that into a business case? Ngithi ngita nje kuwe ka set khona makumbe ku consultant to help me put together a business plan, but nala ngconveni yami lento sengiyayibona ukuthi le idea le ingaba i-business, because an idea is not necessarily a business until you get someone that can mentor to coach you to put it together in that aspect.
Okay, thank you. Lapho Mr. Perez lokuthi unayo le idea, it has to then come ngathini naso thinzene nalabo ma relevant stakeholders like ourselves in SEDCO. You come to us and we test it ngema parameters ethu ukuthi does it make a viable or a feasible business, lokusho ukuthi practically can it be done, and secondly can it yield profit. Because the concept of business is that kube nenzuzo ekugcineni kwakho konke. Sithi we don't want you to be busy, but we want you to be in business. Because ungavuka ekseni lisho lenzambama uthi cha maye uyasebenza kepha uthi uya-analyze amabhuku akho nakuphela liviki noma nakuphela inyanga noma nakuphela umnyaka ukhanze ukuthi kude inzuzo lo yakhile. Sithi ke lapho you are keeping busy. Kepha thina sibhilivela ukuthi kumele ukuthi libhizinisi likhicide inzuzo. So the main concept lokuthi sithi kunale business case, we then test it ngalokuthi style translator from your theoretical concept lokusho lo mqondo wakho lonawo wona la nhlobo nasi ubeka phansi sitawutesta ke ngala ma parameters lawo ukuthi does it satisfy a certain market, does it yield profit, will it be able to meet a particular need and also grow. Because the business, Mr. Perez, is kholelwa ukuthi ekugcineni kwako konke it must assume an identity of its own. Lokusho ukuthi njengeliswane lakho sithi lita ukhula. Lokusho ukuthi le business lakho at some point it must reflect its growth. So thine njenga SEDCO, when you come with the theoretical concept yakho, and we are open to those, come, we will test your idea ngalawo parameters lesesiguideke ngawo noma lesesinawo over the years of working nabo soma business labancane.
And even stand the pressures of the market, because umuntu une idea namuhla, but you are not the only one thinking about a particular concept or idea, you know. It may be beautiful, it will yield profit, but issues of how you will deal with the pressures of the market, I think those are some of the issues you will mention in terms of some of those parameters. Phethile ukwaveta earlier on in a prior conversation lokuthi ingaba yinhle le business plan, and I think this comes with your experience having worked with young people ka JA lokuthi seyikhona le business plan, but at some point you will have to stand before investors, before funders, which is what Dabula Manzi is talking about. Utawusuka maybe enhlangano ngiyabekisa to a particular institution in town, and you will sit with him one-on-one like this, and I think these are the questions he will be asking you, you know. The issue of over and above Dabula Manzi having helped you to put together a very nice business plan on paper, the issue of the skills you need to pitch that concept now to the interested funders. I think labanye kumbe bafike basale lapho kakhulu ngalokuthi maso ubutwa hayi ngoba kumbe ubutwa ngesingisi ukhanza ukuthi awusakhona ukuyikhulumisa lokuthi inalama elements nanga nakule ngubukele nje wabekasho ukuthi ku community lengiyo nginakele ukuthi bantu bahamba enzawo lenze kumbe mabayofuna le service lena labantu bangaka netinfo leti njengalethu. you may understand all those things on paper and
Yeah.
within your head, but the issue of now the skills you need to make a presentation to the people that will help you, an oral presentation.
Thank you. Your presentation skills. Asesiqale nje ekuthenini nawe yakubosoma business labanye mhlambe labangakhona kuphi imali or uya ku finance like your youth fund. Dress code. Uqhamuka umflo omusha utigqokele nje ngendlela lesnacks enhloko akakami. I mean your presentation khombisa ukuthi
How you package yourself.
wena nje kokuqala khombisa ukuthi wena uyatihlonipha uyatithanza.
You understand who you're dealing with.
Yes. Baye bathi first impression
Counts.
forever. So sitawuhlala sikhumbula ngalendlela lo wati presenta ngayo nasicala ukubona. Secondly, lendlela lokhuluma ngayo. Ukhuluma ufake isandla sinye ekhikhini. I mean, njani in front of investors. Disrespect nje number 1 uyayibona nti lo mvulo akayihloniphi society. Lokunye nakakhuluma maybe akaphiki letindvo letitawutsengisa le business. Uspenda skhathi because kwangos batakunika thina kashe sinika 5 minutes you should be done with your business pitch, which means le 30 pages laba kwentise yena we business plan, compress it into 5 minutes and make sure yes ukhuluma ngento lo yatiko uyikhuluma ngeSiswati uyichaza kahle and ema figures uyawati ngoba usebenza ngawo every day. So lokuphika the very key important things letitawu thengisa le business yakho lokunye ukuyekele batakufunza ephepheni ku very key. Ngicabanga ukuthi uyacoverisha na said khona kabafundzisa ukuthi how do you present your business plan, pick the right information. Lokumcoka ukuthi the problem that we are solving in the community yini kahle kahle lenkinga. Innovation ayihlali ngaveli le question leyo ukuthi how is your business different, what is something new that you're bringing when
what will set you
even
apart.
if, yes, even if you're doing a business lesiyatiko ukuthi ikhona maybe transport, what's different about yours? Sitshele ukuthi le yakho why is it unique from the others? I-competition utayipitha njani? Uyabo, those are the key things lekufuna ukuthi usaqala nje kukhuluma baze bakubude but kukhulume wena ukhombise ukuthi ibusiness yakho uyibhekisele wayibhekisele more than 2 sides of it, you've looked into it and uyayati lendvo yakho abakakucabangeli uticabangele wena but bakusida to put your plan together. And then lastly usesemile lapha phela veta lokuthi utawuqhubekela njani phambili kude umvulo ufuna kufanda imvulo etawufela endleleni ngosiyami. There is no one kude la utayithola khona le mali. Sustainability, how are you going to sustain your business? How are you going to sustain your brand? How are you going to brand yourself ukuthi ube different? What's setting you apart from everyone else? Those are the things that are quite very key as you present a business plan yakho. Lama presentation skills, they really count a lot. Confidence. Uyathi umvu noma uyamiyenga nkosi yami, but if you are confident, hayi toyilalela lemvulo ikhulumako. Confidence plays a huge role. Ngoba na ukhuluma lapha uyangingita nomnye sowubheke phasi unwa inhloko come on, you don't know your story, so bavele babeke eceleni. Kanti encenye le business idea is very good, very good, but iswele umumvulo ongayipresenter in such a way that nalongafuni kulalela aze amlalele lokho ukuthi uthini. Let me talk about the issue of digitalization. Sesilana ngosiyami, COVID usibonisile, ema protests asibonisile. Kude lokungakasibonisi ukuthi ibusiness yakho ifuna ibe flexible kufita at any point in time. Nakuthiwa kune lockdown ichubeka kanjani business?
So you still access the market.
It must continue. Business must continue. Na itawuhluleka lapho kusho ukuthi kunetimvo longakakhona ukuthi utihlele mbise kahle. Be visible online, be visible on social media, because that's where we all live. Lamalanga lawa yonke imvo siyithola ku social media and it moves very fast. So be innovative, give us something new. cabanga umvlo omusha cabanga sinika info letawusolve lema problems from now and 5 years beyond
Yeah.
solo sebenza yona.
Phethile ngiyabonga kakhulu. We need to take a quick and urgent break. We will come back in a short while. Very interesting discussion here. Ngiyathemba nje ukuthi abantu abanhla bahlele emakhaya bayalalela. We'll still be asking more of the pertinent questions that will help you to move forward in 2022.
Brains on the Go Season 10 is back on your screens with a new presenter and a new host. This season, the quiz show is in the Lubombo region where we will meet 15 students from 15 different schools. Join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. and find out who will be the actual winner.
Siteka indzaba maswahla mahle la le tawo lesinelithemba lokuthi ingabalekelela abantu labasha kakhulu noma naba labasemabhizinisini lamancane nalawo lasemkhathisini lasakhula lesithi ngesilumbi ngema small and medium enterprises. Sinaka kakhulu maswahla kithi lokho ukuthi lama problems esinawo abo unemployment abo poverty lamaningi awo singawasolve ngaloko ukuthi laba labahlele emakhaya labasafuna imisebenzi kumbe nalabana lamaphupho vele ekucala lamabhizinisi batithole letimali liqiniso sengikhulume nabo kanengi besihleti nabo la ngibavakashele labanye bakhala ngento yinye lokuthi leticelo mawutibeka esikalini tiyabonakala lokuthi le mali masiyikhipha angeke ize ibuye. Sithi ke kuMaswatini namuhla singabalekelela njani lokuthi bathole lo lwati ukuthi ngisidakala njani kuyibeka kahle indzaba yami yebusiness ngifundziseke, which is why I think we have Sedco in the studio today. Sedco is a state-owned enterprise. Lokusho ukuthi ke luphiko luhulumende lakalisukumisele letindzaba ukuthi luthuthukise bosomabhizinisi labancane. Bakhona laba ka Sedco namhla batawusichazela lokuthi vele baboneni basebenta njani. Wena mawusekhaya njengoba ulalela namuhla ungasidakala ke kanjani elukhele. Ngithanda lokuthi niyawa offerisha lama services lawa, but it is not like nakhona niwaniketa ngakubeka kanjani niniketa abantu ngekuthi kumbe vele sebasesigabeni lesithide. I think of your mandate you have a duty to prepare labantu labasha labatawungena emabhizinisini nakusasa noma kumbe lona lo leliphupho, because I think lengunaka kakhulu ngilokho ukuthi sithi ayafaila nalama applications la kulama financial institutions ekuthola le funding, but vele labantu labasha noma bebangete bawamikisa lama applications kuyafanana ndawusho njalo, because kude le preparedness le yendekile. Ngicela sesikhulumise na indzaba ye importance on the side of the potential business person or the upcoming business person to seek a mentor, business coaching as part of venturing into business, because uye uthi ungahlala excited ngale idea bese uyaqala manje mekwenda le up and down, you know, how big is the need for preparation, for coaching, for mentorship before you venture into even putting together the business plan?
Yabonga Mr. Perez. The preparedness part is very, very pivotal in terms of kule journey yakho yokuba ngusomabhizinisi noma ngathi kule journey yakho yokuqala ibhizinisi yakho. It goes into two important parts for me. First and foremost, njengoba shito umlingani wami, there is a time when you are given an opportunity to propose your business and in front of my investors. So as a shito with my investors, there are certain things that they want to hear about your proposal. So being prepared is an essential part of proposing logo lonako to those potential investors. Ukhombise lokuthi level okhuluma ngayo uyayadi, level okhuluma ngayo inguwe, uyiphethe lendvo noma ungavuswa ekseni ukhulume ngale business yakho uyayadi. Another important part about being prepared is that it is important for young people to start activities la financially positive ngasho njalo. For instance, singaqala sibe bantfu labasha sibe ngi2 3 4 5 sende kwenhlangano thide songe imali. That creates a positive credit worthiness record na ufike ebhangi, ngoba asengibekise nje mhlawumbe noma wakwathola kwe peace job noma ukwathola lelo thuba lekusebenta a year or two in a contract kwaphela so ufuna uqala ibusiness so usekhaya. The bank is interested in your financial savviness noma credit worthiness, lokuthi na unganikwa le mali ungumuntu lonjani lokuphatha le mali. So part of the way that you also handle your finances is really important. Now coming to the aspect yethu Sedco.
Sorry, just to cut, you are looking for, say for instance 20,000 but awuzange somphathe 2,000.
I see.
Yes, sengisho ukuthi njengoba usho how can the financer trust you with 20,000 emalangeni when you don't have a history that demonstrates that you've been diligent with a small sum, say maybe of 2,000. So I think I'm just trying to concur with you in that regard. Yeah.
In times or in situations whereby the bank cannot find that information ukuthi singakhona loku tracker le credit worthiness yakho, but they will still in their own discretion look at the tightness of your business plan. Lokusho ukuthi bona nabayitesta ngalama parameters abo, they are assured or they are compelled by the business plan and you proposing it to them ukuthi le mali lenganga 20,000 can be returned within a period of, let's say, 24 months or 12 months. It depends ukuthi leyo business yakho ita generate kanjani le mali. Kepha ke going back to what you had asked ekuqaleni about taking the time to come to us singisedko, ngingasho ku-Steven sonke semaswati ukuthi singisedko mawusoma business lomncane ukuthi ngilomncane noma ngilomdzala, male or female, our arms are open. We have ema business coaches, we have ema business consultants. You can have that one-on-one with us whereby singakhona loku understand lokuthi where is your business coming from, le angle lota ngayo wena sitawube siyakhona nokucushisa ukuthi mawusuka nyalo la hamba uye lapha uthole nako, noma suka nyalo la uye lapha uthole nako, ngoba lokutilungiselela njengoba ushito, it's not just a one day or 1 week or 1 month process. It takes time, so you need to have adequate time to gather as much information as possible regarding your business. Ukawathinza inhlangothi labo competition, so ngilasiphindze nathi sibuke khona nje your SWOT analysis lo usibuke ukuthi ugcine kuphi nosoma business kuleli business lakho, ubuthakathaka kuphi, because you must admit njengomuntu lomusha we are not ngathi nama financial institutions akasi excited noma ngathi akasi easy in terms of trusting us ngetimali ngoba le track record yethu ayisiyo lenhle njengoba ashita umlingani wami ukuthi ubese sojaka kuyothenga lifit. And another aspect lephinze ngathi mhlambi yasishaya is that ngeke sishintshe lokuthi abantu labasha don't have ema assets, of which is the collateral lokuthi that's the surety lelitawuthi libhange ke liyakholelwa ukuthi in the event uhluleka, but it's our hope singisetho lokuthi angeke uhluleke ngoba sithi nje ngena ebusinessini ngoba sikholelwa ukuthi utawuqhubeka kule journey yakho uzufika ekugcineni ebasoma business.
And I can guarantee you right now there are a lot of young people that are listening and are interested in having access to those services. Esikhathini lesinyende ngiyangibone kukhishwe naku lo khanza ukuthi setco vele uyaba invite labantu abasho ukuthi aba register, not even young people per se, umnje lo sebusinessini lofuna ukuthola leyo training, ukhanze ukuthi sekufuna ukuthi uregister ukhiphe leyo mali. But I think in this aspect ngikhulumela mina nangumuntu lomusha lothi ngisafuna lokuthi bayongivula lengqondo cala, you know, maybe ngiyabekisa uleka somntongo njengoba sikhuluma noma kube somewhere inhlangano uthi, you know, bathi uyaya ka setco, but do you pay for these services? How accessible? What do I do before I come to you? Can I just walk in and say uyathi ngichama ngenhlangano nginanaliphupho lelingangilalisi la, kumbe itolo sengathi ngiyazama ngehluleka but ngivile ku-TV nikhuluma ngenza baye ukuthi coaching is very important. Sit down with an expert first. What do these young people do now that they've had or they've received this information?
Ngiyabonga Mr. Perez. Singisedco we have the main office lapha eMbabane. Sinawo nalamanye ama office in the different cities akhona Eswatini, so siyawavumela ema walk-ins, shothi nje unawuvuka nje kuseni udecide ukuthi njengoba sobukelele lihlelo uyafisa ukuxhumana na setco uvumelekile ukuthi you can go to the nearest setco office lethu utani nelidolobha lakini. We also have the main office lapha ungashayela futhi, I don't know if I can give the listeners the number, so we have a landline number let's see 2404 2811. We also have another landline number, let's see 2404 3046. So you can call us on any of those numbers. Sinenje ngisho ukuthi tandla tethu futhi ngisathi ukuthi ivulekile to any person lofuna ukutesta that business concept lanayo noma kuthathisa nje ukuthi ngifuna kuva ukuthi imarket lethite ngayithola kanjani, noma ngifuna kwenda nemqondo webusiness lothi ngifuna kwathi ukuthi nanginaloko ngingabheka kuphi nyalo, because the most important part ngale coaching yethu lesi sikubonile, going back to what you were saying, it's the business awareness bantu labasha bede nakulokuthiwa ngile business awareness shothi asikholi loku disseminate kahle le information ukuthi bantu labasha bangakhona kwati kahle ngama business bavuleke leti ingqondo. We appreciate ukuthi na umlingani wami la celeni bo JA are in the lines of those work. Nathi ke sing Setco we are also doing that, and we have a lot of online courses lapho sifundisa abantu labasha ngema business. We have courses that they can come and register for in a culture officeini. We have different khona lesinalo hlelo futhi na emsakatweni lapho where we teach young people, we teach nabo soma business bonke about business, but going back to what you were saying, it's about business awareness. They can come site sihlale phansi nabo sibavula umqondo for business, they can register for the course sibathathe. It's just 2 days 3 days just to open their mind about business.
Siyabonga kakhulu Lukhele. I program yaka JA iziyathola kwesekelwa imali nguhulumende. I don't know at what value the subvention stands right now, but I know when government started, or was it about 5 million that government would give as a subvention to support the junior achievement program. How important is this program as part of the solution? Because ngeke ngasho lokho ukuthi sikhulumisa kumbe namhla vele sesikhetulu ngaloko ukuthi Phirezi so ubuka nasimo lesimengamile sekuthi kumbe angisebenzi, so uba uyacabanga uyathi bengathengisa kwekuthi you know, but udelo lwati at all ngebusiness, you know. And I think that the JA program presents a promise for the future to say if you start now you will be better in the future. What does this program entail in a nutshell, and at what scale is it countrywide in terms of benefiting letikolo namagumbi labantwana latikolweni, and how successful has it been as a model? Because I think we need to encourage or to bring out this in the open, because ikhulumisa la ukuthi labantwana labaqale itolo la namhla sibabonile sebakuphi as part of attesting to the use of business coaching and mentorship, which is what JA is doing. Where is this program? How successful is it right now? And what promise does it carry? Because I think if we speak about this, it will also encourage stakeholders to participate in making sure that this program is stabilized, it is given the support that it needs to become a success in the country.
Okay, ngiyabonga Pires. Yes, government, we are a supporter. SJA, actually, they are our biggest sponsor. Ministry of Commerce, we are supporter every year. Ministry of Economic Planning, we are supporter every year through the Taiwan or ROC fund. And sindlulisa kubonga kakhulu uhulumende ngokuthi abone ukuthi kuyi priority kufundzisa abantwana besikole ngebusiness, nge-career development, nange job shadow, nange financial literacy. So what's unique about our program, early induction, at a young age, let's talk about business kuma adolescents. Bangana laba sesebancane. Laba lese sitting ngema teenagers. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about money, financial literacy. I think maybe in Bonile Pepeni in the past few days, Vela, article bamfana base primary, base Eswatini bank, quite a group of them, bayovula ema bank accounts. Question is, do they really need bank accounts? Yes, kids, they need bank accounts. Because vele, angsi yamnika le pocket man. Funzisa umvana wako as a parent. Singakafiki kuma stakeholders. Let's start at family level. Talk about savings. Talk about selling at business, at family level. Because involende kako, mine nawe, sakhula in an environment leti waze waqala kuthengisa wena dablamanzi. It's because ekhaya niyahlupheka. You know, if your colleagues, your friends at school, they see you selling sweets, hayi bayahlupheka khabo phethile. That's the biggest problem that we're facing, mentality. We need to deal with this mentality because iyasibulala yenda kokuthi umfana sabe qala kuthengisa, umvlo omsha asabe qala ibusiness because wathi ukuthi kumele athole umsebenzi lomuhle, lotomnika imoto, lotomnika konke lakudzinga ko indlu lenhle. These things you work for them, they don't just come. And utawusinaka qala kusebenta athola liholo lakhe leqala uyothatha iloan yemoto, personal car. Kude nendlela latayisebenzisa ngayo ukuthi imgeneratele i-income phela angete kuleli holo.
Akazange sekazayibona into ekwakhe.
Ngosiyami, let us start as low as possible at primary school level. Talk about these things. Makhele lo mfana akho le money box. uyibeke lapha noma sikotela, but funzisa umfana kubeka and kube practical, kube consistent. Mvulele likhadi umfana ebhange understand ukuthi how does a bank card work. Ungamfakeli imali ngoba sine batali lesebenzako so uya transfer online ucumsela ngale. No, that's a no. Teach the child. Funzisa umfana ukuthi instead of me taking my car to the car wash ungimoshela imoto yami ngibhatala 20 rand. Lo 20 rand is save 5 rand umbeke eceleni. So that's the kind of mentality that we are looking for from our young people. So I program yaka JA I promoter logo kakhulu bese nabacetha ke sesiyabalinka with the different stakeholders, SEDCO, enactors, youth fund, banengi kokuthi phuma ke uyofuna lisito that you can get to continue.
Ngiva buhlungu ukuthi isikhathi asisiso lesi enough. I was going to ask you to present certain cases as a demonstration of how successful this program has been.
Oh, yeah.
Dabula Manzi ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi ufikile. Ngithanzele le ndlela lo summarize ngayo. And the goal of this program in 2022 is to tap into His Majesty's remarks regarding how we need to empower young people and these small and medium enterprises. And I can assure you this is not the first and the last conversation we will be having, just so we can track the progress and the challenges. So we thank you very much for coming through, because we really need to speak into these issues and to make a deliberate effort, honestly, as stakeholders, as media partners included, to try and make sure that we find a long-lasting solutions to the challenges that we are facing as a country regarding the businesses for young people, the issues of unemployment and poverty in the country. Thank you so much. I'm sure we will be in touch once again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Perez.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Phethile, thank you so much, my sister, and thank you for coming through this evening.
Thank you for hosting us.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Ngeke siyicethe namuhla amaswati lamahle ngikuthanza konke ukuthi Dabula Manzi utivetile le nombolo, and strategically I also invited him not to elaborate and to teach us how to make a business plan la moyeni. Ngiyacela lokuthi inkosi yami niye lapha ka set khona lishayo lolicingo ngqongqothe. We've seen cases of people going there and their businesses making progress, and I'm sure amaswati lamanye angasitakala mawubuka lokuthi bathe ama startups lamanenge within the first 5 years seka collapsile. What is the problem? Please get a business coach, please get a business mentor, and the government has hired highly qualified business mentors and coaches lapha ka SEDCO, all graduates from the University of Eswatini and some other universities in the country. Kwaloko amaswati akithi sithi asibambisane sesibavetile baka set khona namuhla simvetile JA bantu bethu. Do encourage them to participate in this program. If asesikolweni nathi makenenza baya ka JA mtshele ukuthi mvanami hamba uyongena lapha, imisebenzi ayisatholakala kalula. We've got a lot of graduates sitting at home without job opportunities out there, so it is such skills that will help us as a country to generate employment for ourselves and for those within our communities. Libito lami ngiJohn kwaPhirezi Sibongo, sibongile amaswati akithi kuba nathi Jehova kasigcine. Sibonane ngalokudako siphilile. Sale kahle.
Bukela luhlelo Tandla nenkondlo lapho kuba khona bosonkondlo kanye nalabenda umsebenzi wetandla lo wehlukahlukene. Kuningi lo dokufundza kulolu hlelo njengobe utawubona ukuthi diningi indlela tekwakha imali nekutiphilisa. Hlanganyela nami Fortunate Mabuza njalo ngelisonto nga 5:30 ntambama eluhlelweni Tandla nenkondlo.